So yeah, hi guys. Now it started for reals though. Now is the time that it starts for real. So what are we gonna do here? All right, we are going to rank the Isaac characters by how well I could beat them in a fight, right? So these are the tiers, and we are going to see how easy it is to beat them. Uh, I guess a few ground rules before we start. We are using like real world rules, which means basically they don't shoot tiers. But also we're mixing up a bit of the game logic, like their damage stat is basically how hard they hit and all that. Their HP is how much they can take hits and all that. They can't like shooting tiers that doesn't exist, so yeah. That's it. We're gonna play Isaac after this. We're just gonna start by doing this. Alright, so I think we can start now. Yeah, let's go. So the first character, Isaac. I mean, let's face it, Isaac is a normal ass 5-year-old. He's 5. Isaac's 5. And he's nothing but a 5-year-old. You can say like, but he has the D6, but like item pedestals don't really exist in the real world, do they now? So I mean, Isaac's easy. What's he gonna do? Is he gonna throw the D6 at me? No, Isaac's bottom of the barrel, easily. Just I'd beat him in a fight any day. Maggie. Uh, so most of the early characters that are just Isaac clones with different stats, most of them I'd probably win easily. Maggie is a bit stronger than Isaac because she has more HP and she can heal. So basically, she can take a beating. She's a big tank, but she can't really damage me in any way. She's also 5. So, alright, Maggie, easily crushed. But she's better than Isaac, for sure. She's a lot stronger than Isaac. Cain, I mean... see, Cain is also just a 5-year-old. And I guess, like, in terms of stats, he's better than Isaac. He's faster. He can like run away, I guess, but also he's like missing an eye, so his peripheral vision is compromised. I think that he's weaker than Isaac because again he only has one eye. He can't. I don't think there's anything he can do. Like, he's luckier, I guess, so maybe he can like get lucky and I might slip and fall on my ass and break my bones. Nah, I don't think he's. Well, I guess he is a bit better than Isaac in that aspect, I guess. All right, so this is the initial 3 were like easy fights, of course. It's obvious that I beat them. They are just children. Just children. Judas, though, on the other hand, Judas is a bit different. Cause see, the thing about Judas is that he doesn't have a lot of HP, which means that I could, you can probably one-shot or two-shot Judas with your fists. But the part that actually scares me is the Book of Belial, right? Because I'm not sure about how... I'm not totally sure how Book of Belial works, but I'm pretty sure that I don't have what it takes to, fight against the forces of hell. If he reads the book and then the devil takes over him, then I'm screwed, right? There's nothing I can do about that. I don't. The only way I could possibly win is like, again, he's bad HP. So if I can maybe one-shot him before the devil powers are... Nah, I don't think I can win this. I mean, I'm not gonna put him in this tier, in the maximum wreckage tier. Mostly because, like, again, if I can land like a single blow, just one, then he's out of there. Oh yeah, this is another rule, by the way. We're doing base stats. We're doing base stats and base strategies, to say the least. Okay, so yeah, I can just like one punch him, and he'd be out of there. But like, the powers of the devil are a bit more than I can handle, I think. Alright. So far this is a fast tier list. I didn't think it was gonna be this fast. So, Blue Baby. Now, if you know Isaac lore, you know that Blue Baby is just suffocated Isaac. It's just Isaac, like, after he got inside the chest and died. And if you think about it that way, it's like, well, it's just super easy, right? It's just the worst Isaac. And you'd be right. But at the same time though, he's a zombie. if you really think about it, he's a zombie. I don't know if I can beat a zombie. Like, I'm gonna assume that spirit hearts aren't really a thing in the real world. So I don't have much of a metric to... I don't have much of a metric in his HP here. It's weird. It's weird. Like, he's already dead. So in terms of like real world logic, he's the worst of them all, right? He's dead. He can't do anything. He's suffocated. Or suffocating at the very least, which makes him worse than Isaac. But if he's already dead and he's walking around, I don't think I can beat a zombie, guys. With my bare hands? Oh yeah, another rule, by the way, is like, I can't use weapons. I have to use my fighting skills, my martial arts skills, which I don't have. So yeah, I don't know, man. I guess I'm gonna follow the rule that, well, they are a zombie. They are basically a dead man walking. A suffocated baby walking. And I don't think there's anything I can do about that, man. He's already suffocated. He's already dead. So, yeah. Blue Baby, I can't win against Blue Baby. Like, using that logic, though, what is my out here? What could I do? It's a zombie. Zombies are weak in the head, I guess. But I can't beat a zombie barehanded. I cannot. Blue Baby would crush me. And I think this is a kind of a controversial take because a lot of people they come with the expectation that Blue Baby is just weak Isaac. Because it's just that Isaac, which it is, and they put him right over here. But the fact that he's walking is the thing that scares me. And of course there's a whole discussion about like, well, is he really walking? Does the game canon actually count? And I think I'm gonna have to use game canon because I can't just extrapolate everything, right? Sometimes I'm gonna have to use the game's logic because some of these things don't really make enough sense in its own. So it's gonna be a bit half and half between real world logic and game logic. But yeah, Blue Baby, I cannot win. Even if he doesn't deal a lot of damage because he's a suffocated baby, he's a zombie. Like, I can't do anything to him, so he just shrugs it off and I can't win. Even if I just get exhausted from trying to beat him, he already won. Okay, Eve. Eve's an interesting thing. She's a lot like Judas in a way, because she's very, very weak. She's like the weakest of them all in terms of like power, right? But when she gets close to death, I'm checking if the lo-fi is still playing. When she gets close to death, she gets devil powers, and devil powers are, as I said, I don't think I can handle devil powers. Not only that, her devil powers are better than Judas. Her devil powers are like, she gets faster, she gets more damage, she gets horns. Judas doesn't get horns. So I don't know, man. So it's basically a question of like, when she gets the devil powers, she's like one hit away. She's all you need is a slight slap in the wrist and then she's out of there. She's dead. Just gone. But again, devil powers. Can you really slap? Can you really give a slap in the wrist to a baby with devil powers who's like literally big ass horns and like blood and I don't know, man. It's I think she's in the same category as Judas, probably. Yeah, I think she's overall in the same category as Judas because both of them are like, both of them are very strong. Hang on. Both of them are very strong, but they both die in one hit. That's their drawback. But even then, like they are a bit too strong from each other to one hit her. So I think I'd lose to Eve. See, and you guys were probably thinking like, oh, but they're 5. You're gonna beat all of them. They're just children. These aren't just children, man. These are some demons right here. Speaking of not children, Samson, dude, Samson. Like he starts all weak, right? He starts all very weak, but the more I hit him, the stronger he gets. And now the question is, can I beat him before he gets too strong for me? Now, you've probably seen that I'm not really the strongest guy this side of the Mississippi. I'm not exactly someone who can really one-shot anyone. So one-shotting Samson, who is kind of a buff baby, by the way. If you look at his little abs here, Samson is kind of a buff baby. One-shotting Samson, I don't think I can do it. Two-shotting, not really either. And like, I think by the 3rd hit, he's already what, like 7 damage? 7 damage is a lot of damage in Isaac. And I gotta assume that in real life is also a lot of damage. So yeah, I also think I cannot win against Samson, man. I don't see how I could. I'd lose as well. Maybe he'd even crush me. But I think I have a chance. Like, all I need to do is win before he gets too strong. So yeah, I don't think he'd crush me outright, but I think I would lose, yeah. Yeah, I stand by this. I have no idea how many hits I'd have to... I don't know how many times I'd have to hit him before he falls over and dies. So Oh yeah, this is to the death, by the way. Anyway, so yeah, I'd lose against Sansom. See, this tier list is balanced, man. It's balanced. Alright, Azazo, insta crush. Azazo would destroy me. It's like there's no debate. One, he's a demon. He's a demon. Can I really beat a demon? Second, he shoots lasers. He shoots lasers, guys. He shoots lasers. Like, there's no way. And he flies as well? Dude, can you punch a bird? Because I don't think I can. And if I can't punch a bird, can I punch a flying demon that shoots lasers? No. Azazo is like... In fact, Azazo is like so strong, he's stronger than Blue Baby, of course. Yeah, this is probably the order, by the way. Marge, this side, the ones that are in the corner here, they're stronger than the ones that are in the back. But yeah, Azazo cannot win. Impossible. Impossible. There's no way. There's no way. Easy. Lazarus. Now Lazarus is an interesting guy. He's an Isaac clone, which most Isaac clones are in the crush them easily category. He does revive though, which means I'd have to fight him again. And he revives stronger, which is interesting, like changes the mechanics of the fight a little bit. But overall, it's just two Isaacs basically, right? Can I crush two Isaacs? I think I can. But maybe not that easily, right? The fact that I have to like win twice and he comes back stronger and bleeding, which is, I mean, it's at least gross. So, like, I don't think the blood effect would damage me in real life, having him bleed all over the place, but it would be gross. Oh my god, no. Get away from me later. Alright. So yeah, I think I'd win against Lazarus, but the fact that I have to like beat him twice, and it's harder on the second try, it makes him a bit above the rest. Okay, Eden now. Eden is an interesting guy. His starts with 2 items. Those can be anything. They can be the worst items of all of them and the best items of all of them. Which makes it hard to place here. But I guess one thing that's like easy to see is that he is a powerful being, right? He has eyes that light up. He's kind of an angel kind of guy, kind of deal going on. Like, he's not a normal 5-year-old. He's no Isaac. He's some ascended form of life. But he can also like start with 1 HP. And he can start with like number 1, which makes him wanna pee. But I guess if he pees on me, then I wouldn't be happy about that. Like, I'm pretty sure he'd win. I don't think I can beat the whatever Eden is, an angel or something. I think he's supposed to be kind of an angel, but I have no idea. Yeah, I don't think I can win. But there is a small correction here, which is like, there are situations in which I can, right? If he gets, like, for example, if he gets brittle bones, he starts with brittle bones, then of course I can win. He has brittle bones. Right? So there are some Eden rolls that would give me the win, but most of the time I think he's like a powerful angel being that's usually stronger than the rest of them. Like, imagine if it starts with, like, I don't know, brimstone, or the sword, the Zelda sword, spirit sword, yeah, spirit sword. If it starts with spirit sword and it's like a baby with a fucking sword running after me, I cannot win. But that's an interesting like exercise. Which items would make it so that I could win against this guy? Right? So yeah, that's an interesting thing to imagine. I was trying to think of more, but I don't know. I guess anemic would be a good one because, well, he's anemic. Yeah, anemic would be a good one. Any disease kind of item, like the common cold, or you know, all of those would be pretty good, pretty, you know, advantageous to me, right? Like, yeah, he can make me catch a cold, but that's only gonna happen like 2 or 3 days from the fight, right? So during the fight, he's like sneezing, and I'm like, psh, 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 psh. So anyway, The Lost. I was thinking about this tier list before, right? So, and I got kind of stuck on The Lost. Because if you take the game's logic, then of course I'd crush him. He dies in a single blow. If I just... he's out of there. He dies. Maybe 2 blows because he has Holy Mantle. Like, gone. Out of there. But... and here's where my rules start to not make a lot of sense. Here's where I stop having any sense of consistency in this made up universe that I created. So, the Lost is a spirit. He's a ghost. He's Isaac's ghost, right? How can I punch a ghost? How could I punch a ghost? It's impossible, right? So that puts him here, obviously. But at the same time, I don't know. Basically it's a matter of what rule set I'm using. If it's the game's rule set or real world's rule set. And as I said, I'm mixing both of them, so I don't even have an easy answer for it. And here's the conclusion that I came to while I was thinking about it. So, The Lost is a ghost, right? So, in theory, in the real world, I couldn't touch him. But, in the game, he can take contact damage. He can die to spiked rocks. He can die from bumping into enemies. Which means that, well, he has a corporeal, like, he is connected to the material world somehow. I don't really claim to understand, like, the metaphysics of Isaac, but I can say that if you touch an enemy as the Lost, you die. Which means you can touch an enemy. He doesn't phase through him. He's no Dark Judas. So The Lost is an easy win. Easier... maybe easier than Isaac? I'm not sure. Isaac's really easy. Isaac's just a baby. The Lost, at least The Lost can fly. And like... I guess kind of go through walls, but not every single wall. I don't know. The rules get kind of weird here for sure. I'm gonna put him one step above Isaac, I think. Again, Isaac is a normal guy, a normal baby, normal 5-year-old. I could beat a 5-year-old. I mean, come on. Who do you think I am? So yeah. Okay, Lilith. Lilith, I'd probably lose against Lilith. Let's be real here. Like, so she can't see, which is a bonus in my side, right? But she has a demon baby with her. And as we have established beforehand, I'm not really good at fighting demons. I don't really have what it takes to fight a demon. Like, as we have established during our Azazo analysis. So I probably lose against Lilith. That's for sure. Even if she just does nothing, I think her little demon could probably damage me in a lot of ways. Is there any way that I could win? I don't think there is. Like, the demon is undamageable. I cannot punch him or damage him. I cannot kill him in any way that matters. She is damageable and she is like kind of useless on her own, but she's never on her own, so I don't think I can win. Yeah, they would crush me easily. Okay, I wouldn't say they crush me easily, but they're like one of the strongest here in this category here. Yeah, I won't say crush easily because, as I said, she's kind of useless on her own. So if the little demon can't, nah, the little demon is gonna destroy me. The little demon is gonna Incubus is gonna crush me. Okay, yeah, I think this is a more accurate description of what's gonna happen. Okay, Keeper. I'm not really sure I know what's the lore on the Keeper. Like, I think he's like kind of a rotten Isaac. He's like one step after Blue Baby and one step before Forgotten, if I'm correct. I could be wrong about it, by the way. I could be very wrong. So, in theory, that puts him in the same rating as Blue Baby, right? But also, doesn't he look very frail? Like, there's even the cutscene where the head falls off, isn't there? I could be wrong about that. I don't really know Keeper lore. Greed lore? I have no idea about that. The only thing I can say about this one is that he looks really frail. He looks like if you one slap, his head starts rolling on the ground, and that's it. That's what he looks like. Looks like you know those really thin hollow walls that are very easy to punch through? That's probably how I imagine the Keeper being, or something like a scarecrow. You know, you can't punch a hole in a scarecrow very easily. So I think I'd win very easily as well. Maybe he shoots. Oh no, there's no shots in real life, so I think he's easier than Kane. Yeah. I can see that. Apollyon. Apollion's another one that is like, I don't know, man, because what's the lore on Apollyon? Is there any information about that? Let me see. Hang on. Apollyon Isaac. Let's look him up. See if there's anything worthwhile here. Trivia. Greek name of the angel Abaddon, also known as the Destroyer. The Void, that is both angel of the abyss that maintains the function of destroying, blah blah blah. Abaddon is the king of an army of locusts, which is the tainted version. Physical appearance, he's a living statue and has flesh, but it appears like stone. A gray male, falling angel, small white wings and short black horns. Okay, okay, that's some good information. That's some good information. So, what this means is that I got a few things out of it. Is he's an angel. He's like a falling angel, which already puts him at a very big advantage. He's a statue, or at least he looks like a statue. I got kind of confused because he has flesh, but it appears like stone. Is like, does he have normal flesh but it just looks like stone? Or is he made of stone flesh? I don't know. I think that it's safe to say that, well, I think it's overall safe to say that I cannot beat a fallen angel that's the destroyer of worlds, right? No. Hang on. We are not using Bible logic either. We're using Isaac logic. So the fact that he's an angel doesn't really matter because in the Isaac universe, Apollyon doesn't really do anything special, right? Like, the Void can suck up item pedestals, but there are no item pedestals in the real world, as we discussed. And if he's made of stone, like it says here, then I lose. I cannot beat the walking statue. But if it's not made of stone, though, I think I have a chance. Again, Void's kinda useless in the real world. Unless we start, like, applying real world logic to items, which is... Actually, I think I did that already when I said that I could beat Eden with common code. Which means that, like, Void can basically destroy stuff. Like, the Void can't destroy me, though. Because the Void doesn't destroy enemies. The Void only destroys objects, it seems. I don't know, this is a confusing character. There's not a lot to go on here. I don't have a lot of information about Apollyon to make a real assumption about his power level. Like, he can't fly, which is very good. Yeah, even then, I don't think I can beat him. He's not a normal 5-year-old, he's an angel of the abyss. So, I guess he's probably somewhere around here, mostly because, like, he doesn't really have any special powers like these guys. Blue Baby's immortal, Lilith has a demon on her side, Azazo is a demon and is kind of an ascended life form. Apollyon's just, I don't know, he's kind of a demon but he doesn't look or behave like one. He's kind of a statue but he doesn't look or behave like one. I don't know, he's somewhere around here. Dude, I'm surprised. I thought I'd win against more of these guys. I thought I'd win against more of them. Anyway, Forgotten. Now, the Forgotten... The Forgotten would crush me. He's a skeleton, right? What am I supposed to do? I don't think I can, like, break bones that easily. Besides, even if I... Well, I guess if I break some of the bones, then he dies? No, actually he doesn't, because if you see his splash... Hang on. Forgotten splash art. shit. Forgotten Isaac splash art. No, the Forgotten Isaac loading screen. Ah, there we go. See, if you look here, he is all jumbled up, right? He's all on the ground. He doesn't have, you know, a human physical form. He's just... But he's alive. Otherwise, he wouldn't be in this screen. So, he's a walking pile of bones with a spirit beside him. And even if somehow I manage to break the bones apart, he just comes back together like any good skeleton, to be fair. So, I cannot beat the Forgotten Man. I think he's somewhere like around here. Yeah. Maybe even here. Yeah, maybe even here. He's really strong. Forgotten is... Yeah, Forgotten is no joke, man. Besides, bones are really hard. If someone beats you with a bone, he starts with a weapon. He starts with a weapon. This guy's broken. Oh my god, this guy's broken. Like, every single one of them is barehanded. Forgotten has a weapon, and that's dangerous. That's dangerous stuff. Okay, Bethany. This one's interesting. Like, in terms of like stats and raw fighting power, yeah, Bethany kinda sucks. She's like, she's crushed here. That's where Bethany is. But she has the Book of Virtues. And the Book of Virtues, in the beginning of the, you know, the fight, she can spawn 2 wisps. Now, the wisps, they are made of fire, which means they can really hurt me. Because I'm not immune to fire, right? So I don't know. I guess it's not exactly... I think it's a fair fight. I think it's a fair fight. Because, like, the wisps rotate around her, right? It's an orbital. So it's possible that I can maybe get a few hits in without touching the wisps, as a possibility. But it's also really unlikely. But also, a single wisp, I don't think it's enough to, like, put me on fire and make me burn up. But, you know, it stacks up. So I think it's anyone's game at that point. Like, again, she's frail, it's easy to beat her in a fight, but the wisps... Wisps versus humans, man, it's... if she had more than 2 wisps, I think I'd be toast. But with only 2 at the start of the game, start of the fight, I should say. Yeah, I think there's... it could go either way, right? That's what I think, at least. Jacob and Esau. Jacob and Esau are... It's basically 2 Isaacs, right? Which begs the question, can I beat 2 Isaacs? Isaac's, as you can see, Isaac's in the bottom of the list here. Isaac's the weakest of them all. Can I beat 2 of them? Probably, yeah. Also, I don't even have to beat 2 of them. I only have to beat 1 of them, and the other one dies, so I just have to, like... I have to resist 2 of them, but I only have to beat 1 of them. So... I think I'd win. But... it's not that easy, because it's 2 of them. That's the only reason. It's 2 guys. I guess you'd probably have to focus on Esau, because he has less HP. And also he hits the hardest, so like, if you focus on Jacob, you're gonna... Yeah, Jacob's usually the tank, at least in most of the runs that I do. Sometimes it gets kinda messy, but that's what I try to do at least. So yeah, Jacob and Esau is not exactly that easy. We're halfway through, guys. Halfway through. That's really good. That's really good time. 40 minutes Alright, Tainted Isaac is just... It was like, it's exactly like Isaac, but half my work is done here. He's already beat up. Okay, that's kind of sad, but yeah, Tinted Isaac is just worse Isaac. Like, I know he gets better items, but as I said, there are no items in the real world, so yeah, Tinted Isaac is... Now, Tainted Maggie, though. So... The thing with Tinted Maggie is that she has the hug attack, right? But I don't think that's really a hug. Even if it is a hug, exactly as they described it, it must be one hell of a hug. And she also can heal, just like normal Maggie. So like, she has the best thing about normal Maggie, but she can really hurt. Really hurt. The hugs really hurt. So yeah, I think she'd crush me. I think Tinted Maggie is probably strong enough to destroy me with the hugs. At least, like, I'm using the... This is one of the situations where I'm focusing mostly on the game logic, because in real world logic, it's hard to imagine being hugged to death, right? It's really hard to imagine. So, yeah. By the way, I think I'm gonna... I know it's kind of late for this, but hang on. Hang on. It's really late for this, but... I should have done this beforehand. I'm very sorry, guys. There we go. That's probably a lot better, right? I'm like over halfway through, but only now I decided to do that. Anyway. Cain. Tainted Cain. So, it's funny, because he's the strongest character in the game by far. But he's not really the strongest character in real life. Right? As I said, item pedestals don't really exist. Like, he has a lot of speed, which means he can run away from me, and he can try to craft items, but the only thing he could possibly find in real life is pennies and keys. Those are the only two things. I doubt he could find a bomb here. I seriously doubt that. And those are just the worst recipes. Pennies and keys, what can he possibly do with that? I'm gonna put him in the crush easily category, but someone somewhere is gonna come out and be like, oh, actually, with just pennies and keys, you can actually craft, like, mega, and... I don't think you can craft mega with pennies and keys, but yeah. I'm going to assume that he can't really find many things. Especially because, like, dude... I guess there is dimes and you know... dimes and nickels. Like, if he crafts something really strong with only pennies and keys, you know what? I'm gonna do my research. I'm gonna be thorough about this. This is a serious tier list. This is a very serious tier list. So, with just pennies and keys and nickels, he can get... Oh no, but it's just that. And nothing else, huh? Yeah, guys, I don't think there is any recipes that only... Bone Spurs that makes him weaker. If we have, like, I don't know, 2 keys. Tractor Beam? Yeah, Tractor Beam's okay. Kinda. It's not that good. Piggy Bank sucks. BBF. Oh, BBF, like, assuming it actually explodes, BBF can kill me, like, outright. If I touch BBF, I die because it's basically a flying landmine. So, okay, he could craft BBF. Purity, I don't know what that does, I'm sorry. The candle. The candle? Oh, no. In real life, the candle would suck, let's face it. It's just a candle. Swarm, that can be good as well. And just keys is fast bombs, which gives him 5 bombs, and a single bomb is enough to kill me, as we've established. So, okay. Kane has a chance. It's a fair fight, because basically he has to find a lot of pennies and a lot of keys, which is not something you... It's not really something that easy to find. Like, even here, like, I don't think I have a lot of pennies here. Everyone just uses credit cards nowadays, but it's not impossible. He just has to, like, run away for long enough to the point where he creates an item. That's his strategy here. Where he creates either BBF or rapid bombs would be the best items, I think. Which would require a lot of keys, for sure. So yeah, it's not that easy. I think it's a fair fight. Whew, okay. Let's go a bit faster. We've been at it for like almost an hour now. Judas. Dark Judas. Tainted Judas. Well, it's easy, right? He press Q, I die, that's it. It's his press kid, teleports behind you, nothing personnel kid. Yeah. I don't think there's really much to say here. He only needs to, like, press the button and I instantly die. Well, I mean, actually I don't instantly die, because if you think about it, his weakness, his biggest weakness is big bosses that don't throw projectiles. I don't throw projectiles, and for a 5-year-old I am big. Right? I'm not huge, I'm not a tank as well, I can't really take that much of a beating, but for a 5-year-old, maybe. Yeah, okay, so I don't think it's that easy a win. I think I'd probably lose still. Also, he's like made of shadow. I don't even know what he is. Is he a shadow? Is he a corporeal being? I guess it's the same logic as the Lost, right? He has a physical form because he can't take contact damage. So yeah, I don't know. Even though I am one of his biggest weaknesses, I still think he's too strong for me. I'm thinking about this one. It's probably somewhere around here, probably, yeah. Yo, this list, this part of the list, I didn't imagine this would be the biggest one. Alright, Tainted Blue Baby is just like Blue Baby but better. He's also a zombie, which means he technically he also cannot die. He's bigger. He's like he poops. Dude, like if he poops on me, what the fuck am I supposed to do, right? As in, that's gross. How could I possibly focus on a fight with poop on my hands? No, that's gross, man. I'm sorry, I can't. He's gonna make me throw up, and if I throw up in the middle of the fight, I lose. So yeah, Blue Baby is just like Blue Baby, but better. Is he better than the other ones? I think he's probably better than Tinted Maggie. Because again, I don't know how to quantify Tainted Maggie's hug power. I'm gonna assume that Incubus is stronger than him though, for sure. Also, I'm gonna disregard like exploding poops. I mean, that doesn't exist, guys. Right, Eve, Tainted Eve. Now, Tainted Eve is an interesting case. Because it's like, how do I rate the blood clots? Are they real life blood clots or are they in-game blood clots? Because if they are in-game blood clots, she just gets she just dies faster. But judging by in-game logic, the blood clots are strong-ish. I guess I can probably step on them. Yeah, I like to think that they are very easy to deal with in the real world. You just have to step on them. So I don't want to say that I crush her, but I think I'd win. Like, once you deal with the clots, which apparently are easy to deal with, you're just golden because she's like at half HP. But you gotta leave one clot open, because otherwise she turns into a demon, and then she crushes you. Because as we said before, if she gets to 1 HP, she completely crushes you. So yeah, that's the strategy. You have to like leave one clot alive. But overall, it's probably not that bad. Which is insane if you think about it, the fact that Eve is higher up than Tainted Eve. But it is what it is. Tainted Sansom. This guy is so brutal that I think he's like stronger than Azazo. No joke. And Azazo is a demon that shoots lasers. Now, I guess... How did I say it out loud? I don't think he is stronger than Azazo. Azazo is a demon that shoots lasers. So yeah, I don't think Samson is a baby that gets angrier and angrier the longer the fight goes on, and when he gets too angry, he takes out a fucking donkey jawbone and murders you. And he's unkillable because he's too angry to die. Dude, that's insta win for him. Like, maybe if I was able to like beat him in the fight before activating Berserk, just like, you know, Samson over here. That's impossible. That's really hard. That's really hard. That's impossibly hard. So this guy... No. Tainted Azazo is just like Azazo. I guess he's not flying. And his laser is weaker. But it can be stronger. So yeah, that's the thing about Tainted Azazo that makes him really strong. Like, if he's far away, he just lasers me. And sure, it's a weak laser, but how weak, right? I don't know how to quantify the strength of his laser, but assuming it's like very weak, that it just kind of burns, you know, like a cigarette burn. But dude, if he just gives me a bunch of cigarette burns, that's already very strong. And if you get close, he's gonna sneeze lasers at your face. You know what? This guy is bonkers. Is he stronger than Forgotten? Yeah, he's stronger than Forgotten. If he sneezes a laser on you, I mean, what do you do, man? What do you do? Like, even if his laser is like the weakest type of laser, is just enough to burn your corneas and make you blind. You can make me blind. No, I cannot win. Tainted Eden. Now, Tainted Eden is Also very weird to quantify. He's glitching out, right? He barely holds on to his existence. He's almost like fading into a glitchy world of nothingness. But he's still leading, and leading is right top tier here. So I don't know. Also, like every punch you give him, he like changes into someone else with different stat loadout. It's really hard to say. Like in theory, he's probably like here, because the switching his items whenever he takes a hit can be a blessing and a curse, of course, as is in the game. But I think it's more likely that it's a curse. I think it is. Also, again, like in terms of like, you know, lore, aesthetics, he barely, like, look at this guy. This guy is in pain. This guy is agonizing. This guy's not having a good time. So yeah, I think he is a lot less strong than normal Leiden. Tainted Lost is weaker than the Lost, of course. Better items, there are no items here. No Holy Mantle. I mean, there is one Holy Mantle, so okay. So yeah, no, I'm not even gonna argue much about this one. Tinted Lilith. I'm getting tired of all these characters crushing me, man. Oh shit, sorry about the sound. I just hit my chair against the wall here. Yeah, these characters are destroying me here. So Tainted Lilith. Yeah. She has a demon in her womb. And like, the demon, she can use the demon to slap me right across my face. I don't think I can beat that. I mean, even if I could, it would be fucking gross. It would be another level of gross. And I'm here saying that Tainted Blue Baby is gross, man. Tainted Lilith is like, I think she's like so strong that's, yeah, it's probably she's very close to Lilith levels of strength, because they are both reliant on a demon. But I think Tainted Lilith's demon, at least based on in-game logic, it deals more damage, right? So yeah, she'd crush me. Tinted Keeper. He's a bit stronger than normal Keeper. But still, I don't know, he has the same weaknesses as the Keeper, which is like he is kind of frail in his like body consistency. Like he looks like he's made of straws, which is why the item Straw Man exists. So yeah, he's very weak, and I know he gets his health back when he gets coins, but he has to kill the enemy before that, so he'd have to beat me in a fight so he couldn't heal, so that doesn't really work. So yeah, the Keeper would lose, even though Tainted Keeper is a very strong character in the game. Tinted Apollyon. I think he's also in a very similar power level to normal Apollyon, but he is stronger. Like, he has one fly, one locust. And don't get me wrong, he can gross me out with this. He can gross me out if he just throws a locust at me. But that's it. Like, that's it, coupled with, you know, Apollion's strengths, which are... I don't know. I even forgot what Apollion's strengths are. What a boring guy. Oh, actually, I was talking about Apollion's strengths are the fact that he's a demon and the fact that he has void. Tinted Apollyon doesn't have void. Actually, he has abyss, which is worse. Okay, yeah, I'd lose. I totally lose. Now, but item pedestals don't exist. So void and abyss are useless items, but he starts with a locust, which can at the very least gross me out and bother me. But he's a demon. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm gonna leave him here. I don't think I can beat a demon, guys. Tinted Forgotten. This one's interesting. Tinted Forgotten is interesting because you gotta beat the soul. You don't gotta beat the bone guy. As we mentioned, souls are physical beings in this Isaac universe. Souls can do contact, but the soul cannot do anything against me. But the soul can throw the bones at me, and honestly, that's enough to kill me, I think, so... But it's not as strong as some of these other guys, I think. Because, like, if the soul misses, I can probably, like, get a good beating on the soul. But if the soul doesn't miss, I, like, almost insta-lose, I think. Yeah, I think it's something along these lines. Probably. The soul is very slow as well, which is a good bonus for me, but yeah. I'm tired of losing, man. Why do I always lose? Alright. Bethany. Tinted Bethany. Tinted Bethany is better than normal Bethany. Is a lot better than normal Bethany. She also generates 2 wisps, which, as I said before, are not that big of a threat, but if allowed to, like, burn me a lot, it can really hurt. If it, like, gets in, I don't know, my clothes and my hair, things that are easily flammable, it can be really bad to take it out. But Tinted Bethany's fires also give her items, which again, as we established, can be either a blessing or a curse. But a lot of items are really strong. Like, if she gets Brimstone or Mom's Knife, I instantly die, of course. So I think I'd probably lose against Bethany, but there's also the possibility that her wisps are Common Cold and Anemic. So, or maybe something useless like Pretty Fly, which is like, oh, it's just a fly. So I'd lose against her, but it's not that... You know, it depends a lot on the items she gets. If she doesn't get good items, then I win. Which actually, now that I think about it, puts her in the fair fight category, but like, she's the strongest one here for now. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Tinted Jacob. This one is really interesting. Because if you look at it normally, it looks like it's 2 against 1. But some of the more clever amongst you might have realized that it's not exactly 2 against 1. Because Tinted Esau, Dark Esau, is also chasing Tinted Jacob. Which means it is 2 against 1. Me and Dark Esau against Tinted Jacob. See how it is? So, I think that's a huge disadvantage to Tinted Jacob. But, and there is a but, If Dark Esau so much as touches me, I'm instantly dead. There is no secret about this. I am gone. I am out of this world and into the next life because I have nothing. And I mean, if Tainted Jacob has like the strats, he can very much like use Anima Sola to direct Dark Esau towards me. And Dark Esau is very fast. I don't know if I'm good at dodging, but even then, it's like I'd assume that like if his Isaac speed, then we are probably like either the same speed or I'm a bit faster, because you know 5-year-olds are a bit fast, but my legs are bigger. So yeah, it's a matter of who gets tagged by Dark Esau first. If I get tagged, I die. If he gets tagged, he turns into the Lost, and the Lost is bottom of the barrel here, so I think it's a fair fight. It's probably around here. No, maybe here even, yeah. Alright, I think the Lazarus is interesting. I think the Lazarus is very interesting. I don't know what to make of him. In talking about game terms, like, he's really weak, but that's because he can't get items, and he can't get items anywhere. I don't know, he doesn't look like someone who's really hard to beat. Right? That makes sense, doesn't it? Because his flipped version is like really dead and really fucked up, and his normal version is just Lazarus. Actually, I put Lazarus here, but this one doesn't revive, so the fact that he doesn't revive is a big weakness. Yeah, I think that's it. Let me see. Tainted Lazarus. Yeah, no, this guy doesn't stand a chance. I mean, yeah, he's gross and scary, but he's he's barely alive. He's barely holding it together, man. Yeah, I think I can beat him. Sure, he's a zombie baby as well, but I think he's still alive. He's not a zombie. He's just kind of a barely alive guy. I don't know. That's the tier list. Man, tier lists are tiring. My voice is like oh Jesus. Yeah, this was interesting. This was an interesting experience. I thought that I'd be like, oh, this is a 5-year-old crush, 5-year-old crush, 5-year-old crush, but like, there's a lot of characters that would crush me. Like, this list bends heavily towards the lower half here, for sure. Yeah, I like doing that. I want to play Isaac now. Okay, so I'm gonna take a small break, very short, going to the bathroom. And I'll be right back, and when I'm back, we're gonna play Isaac. Okay? So we'll see you then, and thank you for joining the... Oh yeah, YouTube. Forgot about YouTube. People who are watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. And there's probably gonna be some Isaac uploads soon.